Okay, so it seems like we have a little bit of an update on a Hololive affiliated talent being Momosuzu Nene, who obviously has been a pretty big, kind of talking point, especially whenever it comes to, a situation which happened to her, a couple of years ago, which obviously was a burglary or like a kind of home break-in or whatever. Now, if you don't remember, obviously what happened, it happened around about like mid 2024, and apparently, she returned from a multi-month hiatus and said that essentially she was away from her home at a convenience store, and a burglar actually had broken into her apartment. And obviously upon returning, she found her home ransacked, and notably her beetle collection was disturbed. While most of the adult beetles were unharmed, several of the larvae were killed or destroyed during the search. So again, of course, it seems like, a lot of people, were speculating whether the beetles were, high value or whatever. Maybe that's why they went after them, or maybe they were just like people who, I don't know, maybe they just were interested in it or whatever, and decided to do that kind of horrible stuff. But again, of course, a lot of people were worried and, scared for her. But it seems like there has been a little bit of an update, as well as something that a lot of fans have been pointing out in regards to a article that has come out at a similar time, right? And obviously, Rima here making a post saying the criminals who broke into Momosuzu Nene's house were arrested in a recent stream. Nene said that she took January off to move house, and she mentioned that she'd been moving houses almost every year. They say she also claimed that the perpetrator was caught, but the ringleader was not, and said that she is still traumatized to this day. She mentioned a part-time job, which may be referring to Yami Baito, hired hands recruited online to commit crimes. So they say some people on the Japanese side are speculating that these robbers might be from the same ring as another case where a victim was obviously tied up with adhesive tape, beaten with a belt, and doused with water, which is horrible. They say, however, I have not been able to find concrete links between the two cases, so this remains as speculation. So yeah, obviously it is 100% speculations, but this is the clip that obviously came from Nene. It is subtitled by Hololive Subs, so definitely go out and follow them. This is essentially some of what she had to say about it.
仕事仕事仕事仕事レッスンレッスンレッスン収録収録収録引っ越し引っ越し引っ越しっていう感じで1月はちょっとお休みいただいてたんですけど、今回こそ長く住めたら、そうもうね、年一で引っ越しを繰り返す女になっていたんだよ。もうやめたい、もうマジで。セキュリティ大丈夫さ、セキュリティはですね、もう完璧。多分完璧。多分ね。セキュリティに 100% とかないからね。ねね知ってるから。やっぱ経験者だからね。語らせていただきますよ。やっぱ家の中ぐっちゃぐちゃにされた経験がありますんで。トラウマですわ、今でも。いや、マジ許せない、本当に。でも、言ったっけ、捕まったんだよ。もう一生忘れてやらないからな、本名。なんか警察の人が年齢と名前を教えてくれて、実行犯は捕まった。なんか主犯は捕まってないんだけど、実行犯は捕まって、で、一応身内じゃないかの確認で、なんか本名教えてくれるんよ、年齢と。マジ。
So yeah, of course, she's saying the fact that she's been moving house quite a bit, which again I think is understandable after being kind of robbed and things. Of course, you probably wouldn't want to live in the same house, and it seems like she's been moving houses multiple times in terms of security and stuff like that, because of course she wants to keep things pretty fresh, I guess, and maybe is trying to find a good place with good security to stop that from happening again, right? And of course, she says the fact that they have actually caught the person who has done this, though, which is good. Obviously not the actual ringleader, but the person who actually went into the house, I'm assuming. And of course, yeah, they have their name and their age, and she says that they're not connected to them in any way. She's not like, it's not like a friend or like a family member or something that has done it. It was a random person that had gone into our house and done that kind of stuff. And of course, a lot of people are drawing links now to this one post here, which essentially is talking about another kind of situation which has gone on at the same time. And obviously, yeah, these people saying the criminals who attacked Momosuzu Nene's home, if these were really the guys, it's terrifying to think that they get rearrested for additional charges of robbery resulting in death. Which obviously, yeah, it was something that ended up happening with these people. They ended up kind of, yeah, getting rearrested after killing someone within one of their kind of robberies, which is absolutely terrible. And obviously a lot of Hololive and fans of Nene are saying like, hey, it could have been so much worse if she was actually in the home or whatever. Like, who could have imagined what could have happened if that was the case? And obviously many people are speculating that this is the same group, but again, we do not know. It is not like official. It is all just speculation as to whether that is the case or not. And here is the actual kind of news article on it. I got sent it by a friend. If you guys know Ryuku, go and follow him, because again, he's great at kind of uncovering this stuff, obviously being or living in Japan. So of course he says 4 men, the masterminds of a series of connected in a series of robberies in the Kanto region, are arrested in connection with a robbery resulting in a death in Alba Ward, Yokohama Metropolitan Police Department. They say investigators learned that the Joint Investigation Headquarters has rearrested 4 men and arrested as ringleaders in a series of robberies that occurred in the Kanto region in 2024, which is obviously around about the same time that Nene was also targeted, right, back in 2024, right, which I do think could have a little bit of a connection, right? People saying suspicion of robbery resulting in death, and obviously here are all their names there. Hirohito Fukuchi, Takiya Saito, Karura, was that Murakami? Sorry, it's so hard to sometimes read. Shota Watanabe, and they say, according to the investigators, the 4 men conspired to break into others' homes in Yokohama's Alba Ward in October 2024. And obviously, they were saying about what happened to some of the people, and they stole a ton of stuff like necklaces and everything like that, and they communicated through the app Signal and give instructions to 3 perpetrators, which seems like a very similar situation, right? It seems like one of these things where they're communicating with someone else who goes in and actually does the work, and then they have like other things that are going on. Apparently they had a pretty as well, like a sophisticated way of managing to sell the stuff that they sold. The stuff that they stole, because of course, if you think about it, if you steal something and then you sell it like straight on eBay or something, it could be pretty easy to track back. The police are probably going to find it. They're probably going to end up seeing it. But obviously, if you have like a sophisticated way of like selling it and selling it and selling it to the point where you can't really track the original person who had actually done it, then of course it can get a little bit harder, which it seems like that's why they struggled to catch them for so long. But it seems like they have been rearrested now. Now, of course, we don't know that 100% this is in connection, right? It could be a totally different kind of group or totally different kind of amount of people. But I think what is important is that the main person that went into her home obviously has been arrested, and hopefully they do catch the actual like ringleader in the future, because of course it says that they haven't she says that they haven't captured the ringleader yet, whereas in this post they say they've captured the ringleaders. So of course that makes me think that these two aren't connected, but of course there is always a possibility, or maybe like they're part of a similar kind of group that maybe interacted with these people, right? But either way, it kind of shows you how horrible it can get with everything that they did to the poor person that they kind of robbed. It kind of shows you what similar robbers and stuff would have gone through and would have done towards Nene if she was obviously at home at the time, which is very, very scary to think. And of course, it seems like, although she did get a lot of her stuff, destroyed, and, a lot of her Beetle stuff kind of ruined, at least she wasn't in the house, right? I feel like it would have been way worse if she was in the house and they tried to enter during that time. But again, it is a pretty scary time, obviously, and it seems like looks like she's doing better. I mean, obviously from the expressions and from everything that she's talking about, it seems like she's kind of being a little bit more positive about it, and just trying to essentially move house a couple of times and try to find better security, as well as obviously working with the police to find whoever has done this. And obviously it seems like they have found whoever has done this, and she knows his name, his age, and all of this kind of stuff. And hopefully that kind of gives her a little bit more of like I don't know, peace of mind that this person still isn't out there trying to target her or whatever. And again, I don't know, obviously a lot of people would be speculating that maybe this is like a VTuber related incident. We've had an instance like that before of people going to people's houses and stuff, which has been very, very scary to see. But of course, I don't think that is the case. I think this is just like a standard robbery, right? Someone trying to take their stuff, and that's about it, right? But again, obviously, maybe she'll reveal more in the future. But it seems like they caught him, and seems to be going pretty good for Nene right now. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.